Hi, Mo here. This video is for Cancer babies, Cancer baby suns, moons, and rising signs. Cancer, this is a general tarot reading for you for the next 2 weeks or so. I will be hopefully uploading another video for you, another tarot reading, which will include past experiences, present energy, and potential future in the next 2 weeks as well. So if you keep watching, or if you subscribe to my channel, you can always see the newest video that I upload for your tarot readings as long as I continue to do this. Of course, this is a new type of video for me, Cancers, because I usually do pick a cards, but I'm following my heart, as I hope you are too, and I decided that I would do more of a specific reading for the zodiac signs. If you don't know your moon sign or your rising sign, type in birth chart generator into your search bar and you will come up with a few internet websites that will allow you to type in your information, and they'll generate your birth chart for you, so you can find out your moon sign and your rising sign. Because if your moon sign and your rising sign are different than your sun sign, which I'm assuming is a Cancer if you're watching this, or either you do know your moon sign and you're a Cancer moon, or a Cancer rising, or a Cancer sun. But if you're a Cancer sun and you don't know your moon or your rising, you can go ahead and do that, and then you can watch my other zodiac videos for your moon sign or your rising sign, and perhaps you can get a little more information for yourself. So Cancer, this video is for you, and I am so excited to be able to do this for you. Of course, this, like I said, is a general reading. I am working on hopefully doing some personal readings in time, and that way I can actually get to know the person that I'm talking with and get a little bit of your personal energy instead of just a general energy with the cards. But this reading is going to be divided into 6 topics. So let me tell you what the topics are, Cancers. The first topic is mentally, in regards to thoughts. The second topic is physically, in regards to health. The third topic is emotionally, in regards to feelings. The fourth topic is spiritually, in regards to the soul. The fifth topic is intellectually, in regards to planning. And the sixth topic is financially, in regards to money and career. So if I'm looking down, it's because I'm shuffling my cards. We are going to get into the first subject matter for you, for your tarot general reading for the next 2 weeks. We're going to start with finding the 3 cards that will describe your situation mentally, and if I need to clarify, I have a clarification deck. We have the King of Chalices for mentally, in regards to thoughts. That's the first card. We have the 9 of Pentacles in regards to mentally and your thoughts. And we have the 10 of Pentacles as well, in regards to your mental state and your thoughts, past, present, and for the next 2 weeks. So as I'm looking at this, I am actually thinking about my sister and how she loves to read books, and she's a Cancer. You could be a student on top of your workload. I also know that Cancer, you guys are water signs, and the sign is the crab, right? So you're comfortable in water, and that's a good thing, because there's a lot of choppy waters here behind the King of Cups, and so I do anticipate mentally seeing a little bit of turmoil within the next 2 weeks. However, I do feel like, because you have the King of Chalices, the idea of emotions is something that you're on top of. So you're not going to let your mental turmoil get the best of you emotionally, but this is definitely more geared towards mental. So mentally, I do see a little bit of turmoil, but with the emotions, I'm actually confusing the idea, because this is the King of Chalices, so it's the King of emotions, and the water symbolizes emotion, so there is a little bit of emotional turmoil with the water, and so I'm not quite sure what that has to do with you mentally, but let's keep looking at the cards. I see the Nine of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. So I do see, like, with the 9 and then the 10, there is that progression from the 9 to the 10 of both this being the suit of Pentacles. And with the 9, I see working. I see really working with the 9 of Pentacles. And with the 10 of Pentacles, I see a lot of relaxation. But I don't understand how that has to do with the mind cancers, because the Pentacles is very much a suit of physical. So let's see how the Pentacles connect to your mind, which is more of a suit of the Swords. Hopefully we can get a clarifying card for you, and that will give us more of an insight into your situation with your mind, because we are still on the topic of mentally and your thoughts. Eight of Pentacles, quite interesting, because we have the 8 of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles. But let's keep clarifying this, because that is a good sign of progression for sure. If I thought there was progression before with the 9 and 10, the 8, 9, and 10 is much more progressive. The 5 of Pentacles. Okay, mentally I'm seeing a lot of attachment to earthly things. And the 5 of Pentacles is actually a worry card. There's a lot of worry. Okay, so a lot of worry mentally. We're getting a little bit more clarification here. Working on your mind though. So if we put these in order, we have the 5 of Pentacles, the 8 of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles. I'm going to get another card. The 7 of Cups. 5. Okay, and one more clarification card. The Tower. So if I have to be brutally honest, which I am going to be, with the Tower card, I'm really feeling mental frustration. Because as I'm looking at the card, that's the cards that I've placed out here, I do see that there's a lot of different topics. And since we're speaking specifically about your mental situation in the next 2 weeks, Cancer, the cards are showing me confusion. So mental confusion. But I think that the saving grace here, because you do have the Tower, right? So there's a lot of trouble in this Tower card. That's how I'm really reading this Tower card, is a lot of trouble mentally in the next 2 weeks. But there's a lot of good happening too, because with the 8 of Pentacles, you have like a card of care. It's almost like you're still being, watched over, and everything is working out despite the fact that you may be having a lot of mental turmoil. With the 5 of Pentacles, I do see being brought in from the cold. Like, this is usually a card where there's a little bit of trouble, but in this one, there's a woman who's helping this person out of a difficult situation. So you will be supported through this little bit of a time where you will have a little bit of mental distress. That's not to scare you, because you do also have progression, because we did have the 8 of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles, which is quite fascinating when you consider all the cards that I could have pulled. The fact that there is progression. So I do see that mentally, although there will be turmoil in the next 2 weeks for you Cancerians, there is a progression that's happening for you spiritually. So the mental turmoil that you're going through, that you still will be supported through, will cause you to progress spiritually, and you will feel better physically. It's interesting how they all connect. I don't want to stop here, because I see the 7 of Cups, and the 7 of Cups is really a good card to define the choices that are before you. I know that for Cancerians, because your motto is I feel, I believe your motto is I feel. Yeah, sorry for popping out of the camera. Your motto is I feel. So with the 7 of Cups, you really have the opportunity to choose between the different feelings that you are being provided, the different feelings that you are being provided. And that's interesting that I use that word provided, because it's almost like these things are a benefit for you. These emotions that you're feeling are a benefit for you, Cancer. And the fact that all these cups have a different sign, a sun's, like there's the sun, there's Mars, there's the moon, there's Mercury, there's Venus, Saturn, and there's Saturn, and there's another planet which I'm not quite sure. No, that's not Mercury, but there's a lot of choice here in your emotional situation that you're being provided to feel. I think what you're being provided for in these different emotions that you're being presented is the idea that you can identify what you're feeling, which is actually really, I want to say really great. Like, it's really amazing, because can you imagine if you were feeling all kinds of different emotions, but you couldn't put your finger on what you were feeling, and you would be really, really confused. So there is no mental confusion. It's just mental turmoil. So maybe you have a lot on your mind. I feel like with the King of Chalices, there's a lot on your mind in the next 2 weeks. However, the King of Chalices is on top of his emotions. And so, yeah, because you know what the emotions are that you're dealing with. So mentally you are having clarity. And remember, because with the Tower card, because mental turmoil does not mean you don't have mental clarity. It just means that you have a lot on your mind. And with the Tower card, just remember that when there's the Tower card, there's destruction of things that no longer serve you. Yeah, and so I feel like if we delve deeper into the 8 and the 9 of 10 and 10 of Pentacles, yes, there is progression with 8, 9, and 10, obviously. And there's the consistency of the suit of Pentacles, with there being the 8 of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles, and then the 10 of Pentacles. But if we look deeper into the Pentacle situation, we see that in the 8 of Pentacles, you are being taken care of physically. So however you equate that, like whoever's taking care of you physically, there's that idea that you are being loved. You're being loved, and so you feel that mentally, you feel the love, and I think that might be what's carrying you through the mental turmoil. It's normal to feel mental turmoil. We're human beings. With the 9 of Pentacles, I feel like it's a new destination, a new mental destination, even maybe a physical destination. Maybe you're going places, maybe you're traveling, because there is a road at the top of this 9 of Pentacles, and Pentacles is physical, so it could mean that you're traveling. And maybe that's going to allow you to develop your mental capacity to see things in a new light and to think of things in a different light. With the 10 of Pentacles, I see a lot of generosity and a lot of abundance. Physically, a lot of generosity, and physically, a lot of abundance, which actually I see now why you are being supported with the 5 of Pentacles, because you are so generous in the next 2 weeks. Especially, I do feel a lot of your energy of generosity. And yeah, so that's what I see for you mentally. I know I took in I took into the consideration in my mind a lot of the different attributes of a human being, not just the subject of your mind. Like I was talking about physically traveling and stuff like that, but all those things play together. So when I look at it, like, and it tells me about different subjects, it's just to show you why you will be feeling what you will be feeling in your mind, or why things are happening the way they're happening in your mind. So that was mentally with thoughts for you, Cancer. Now we have physically with health for Cancer. Excuse me, sniffling a lot. So physically, okay, beautiful. We have the Sun card, vitality. So health-wise, a lot of vitality. Knave of Chalices. And Knight of Chalices. So this is health-wise and have to do with physical, with your body, with how you're functioning physically, with how you're functioning mentally, with how you are approaching keeping fit. So Cancer, I see vitality is the outcome for you physically and health-wise. Perhaps you are not doing so well. I want to say emotionally, because the Knave of Chalices, we did say you would have a little bit of emotional turmoil with the mentally, so that makes sense that there's a little bit of a feeling of something that you've never experienced before emotion wise. But do remember that we had the opportunity of knowing exactly what the emotions were, and so that's why we have the book here underneath, because it's almost like you are already knowledgeable in what you are going through, but it feels like something that you've never felt before. So that's your emotions. And again, then we have the Knight of Chalices, which could mean that you are ready to go into battle with this emotion that you're feeling. But I don't want you to give up emotionally, because that will affect you physically. And remember that the outcome for you is the Sun. So you need to have more of a hope that, because you have the Sun as your outcome for the next 2 weeks physically and health wise, that even though you may be dealing with an emotion that is a dark sort of emotion that you don't appreciate, and though you may want to give up instead of fight because you have the Knight of Chalices, but this Knight of Chalices is really turning away, leaving his horse, dropping his cup, and just, moving away. And just, but the thing is, he is the Knight of Chalices, and he is still meant to fight. And so the true nature of the Knight will come out. And I feel like that's where, in your mind, which will play out in your physical body and how you will reach vitality, is that idea that you are still a fighter, Cancer, and you are still, you're still going to understand how to get through these emotional situations. I guess there's a lot of emotional movement in the next 2 weeks for you. But again, I really do love the fact that the outcome is the vitality and the energy and the clarity of the Sun for you health wise. I kind of want to go into more of like physical for you, because it is good to pay attention to the health of your mind, but it's also important to pay attention to the health of your body. So let me see how I can find out about the health of your body for the next 2 weeks, or how you can improve the health of your body, Cancer. The Ace of Cups. Okay, so I really do see that you're not really thinking about exercise in the next 2 weeks. Really very much at all. It's not so much about exercise, although you may get out and get a few walks, especially with, the idea that both of these, like the Knave of Chalice and the Knave of Chalices and the Knight of Chalices are still up and walking. But I do see, with the Ace of Cups is very much about focusing on, understanding yourself and, listening to your heart when it comes to whether or not you want to go out and, get some exercise, or whether you want to, do a few exercises in your room, or take a jog around the block. So it's not really forcing the physical exercise for you in the next 2 weeks, Cancerians, although of course that physical exercise is important. But with the clarity card of the Ace of Cups, it's a very big cup to signify the importance of and the purity of focusing on your emotional health right now, Cancer. Okay, so we were talking about physically with your health, and now we're going on to emotionally with your feelings. I do believe that there will probably be a lot of, because already for you, Cancer, we've really talked a lot about emotions, and now we are actually going on to emotions. So there might be a little bit of a thread, consistent thread from mental, physical, and now to emotional for this reading for you, this general reading for you, Cancer. Just shuffling the cards, as you probably know. Okay, so emotionally, the Seven of Pentacles. And emotionally, the Knight of Chalices. So I'm sure you saw that one in the last card for physically, remember? So that's one of the threads that's coming through, the Knight of Chalices and the Sun again. Okay, so a vitality, again, emotionally, it's really about the outcome of this being a really positive journey for you, Cancer. Emotionally, for sure, this is a great like future card for you. The idea that whatever you're going through emotionally within the next 2 weeks and however you're feeling, the idea that you will be a better person, and actually not just a better person, but with the Sun card, it's just like a life-giving person. Like you will be a joy to people around you. You will be able to help other people see positivity and see things in a clear and beautiful light. So emotionally though, we did go a little bit over that for physically, and I don't want to get into like physical because we were talking about physically with the Ace of Chalices about how really you're focusing on being clear with your emotions and really working through your emotions. So with the Knight of Chalices, it's just about don't give up emotionally. That's just an encouragement that you don't give up emotionally. Be strong like you are. You are strong. And with the Seven of Pentacles, I'm feeling like you have a lot of friends, and maybe you don't see your friends very often, but they are always thinking about you and they are believing in you. And they are looking forward to being with you again and making, so to speak, sweet music with you. The idea that 7 is a very mystical number, a magical number, a spiritually significant number, and the fact that it's pentacles, which is like symbolic of friends too. So the idea that your friends are supporting you, and with the Sun card, it's not just the fact that this is the outcome vitality, but as you see in this Sun card, we have a lot of friends all joining up to make the Sun, which really allows you to know emotionally you are supported. People really do believe in your beautiful heart, Cancer, your beautiful heart, and your, I know that you always try hard to balance yourselves out. With the Knight of Chalices, we have the 2 moons and the Sun, which is the balance between masculine and feminine energy. And the peacefulness of this horse, the idea that the Knight of Chalices is a very emotionally beautiful human being, and the fact that, this Knight of Chalices, like he connects with the other life forms around him, and he understands, or she understands, the people or the energy of the animals or the plants around them. And I see why you are such a loved person, Cancer. So that's emotionally. I know it doesn't seem like super clear, but just remember that it's all about the fact that you are moving towards positivity emotionally, no matter what you're going through. So, spiritually for Cancerians, in regards to like soul matters, how can we expect to see things play out in the next 2 weeks? Or how have things been in the little past while, and how can we expect to see them get better? Spiritually. Yep. Spiritually, we have the Ace of Pentacles, seeing past the physical into the spiritual. I see that. We have the Nine of Swords, which is, oh my God, it's such a beautiful card. It's like praying, getting past the pain and really connecting spiritually with the Nine of Swords here for you Cancerians. Seeing past the physical, getting in touch with yourself spiritually, and with the Five of Chalices, like I'm picturing like a sad person here on the blanket, like crying. I really feel deep emotional, spiritual experiences for you in the next 2 weeks, Cancers. deep emotional, spiritual experiences that will really allow you to see past what you see with your two physical eyes and really get into the realm of your third eye and see things in a more being in a more spiritual light and being more in touch with your spiritual selves and with your soul. The next situation for you is intellectually planning for the Cancerians. How can they expect to understand how they should plan and what will happen with their intellectual planning skills? And okay. Popped out Queen of Swords. We're at intellectually with planning. Sometimes when the first one pops out, I want all of them to pop out so I can be clear that that's the card I'm supposed to pick. But sometimes you just have to trust yourself, you know, believe that if you're following your heart, you're doing things the right way and you don't have to worry. That's just my little bit of experience. Okay, so intellectually for planning, we had the Queen of Swords, which was the first card for intellectually for Cancer. We have the Knight of Wands, intellectually and planning, and we have the Devil, intellectually and planning. I see with the Devil card, intellectually growing. It's amazing because don't you feel the energy of growth in this reading for you, Cancer? Isn't that something that you just feel so grateful and privileged and happy to be able to know that you are going to grow intellectually, like even emotionally, physically, and mentally? Like, you know, you may go through difficult challenges, really, you know, that might happen. The fact that this woman is like in the fire, but the fact that the fire can be a purifying agent on metal, like the idea that spiritually, because that's where we are, we're at spiritual. So the idea that spiritually going through difficult times, like this person who's like stuck in the fire, almost like she's like wrapped against the pole in the fire, you know, it's like, but yet she looks so like assured and at peace and confident and brave and intellectually. So I don't know why, Cancer, but for some reason, like, I keep getting confused with where I'm going with this reading. Do you feel confusion? Is that what you're feeling right now, Cancer? Because I just want to let you know that from what I see with these cards here in front of me right now, your confusion is understood. What I mean by it's understood is that if you believe in any kind of spiritual being, they see your difficulties, you know. They see you being strong despite your difficulties, and, you know, being brave and, you know, living through difficulty, you know, with the Knight of Wands, you know, your willpower, you're really fighting in your willpower. Maybe you feel misunderstood at times, you know, maybe you feel like you just want to be yourselves and you want to be accepted for who you are. And I just want to tell you that I do see, like, I do see that Sun card when I'm looking at these three cards, even though the card is not in front of me. That was the outcome. That was the outcome of your situation that you're going through. Sometimes I guess not everything's cut and paste, you know, like you have to be willing, like, to change with your situation. And I feel like that's something that you're learning, really. Okay, so let's get a clarification card. With the Queen of Wands, there's a lot of, let's get another card. The Knight of Swords, the Five of Cups. I'm going to pull out as many cards as I need here to clarify this Two of Swords, Lovers, Seven of Pentacles. We're getting a lot of cards here, Cancer. And the Nine of Cups. We're going to find a solution. I don't want to just feel horrible leaving you feeling like disturbed. It's going to work out. I just have to figure out the cards. So I believe we were at spiritually, and if we weren't, we're still going to be stuck on spiritual until we go on to intellectual, because for some reason I'm really getting stuck on the spiritual, and maybe we are on spiritual, but I just feel like there's a lot of confusion, and I'm not understanding why, and I just feel like that's maybe where you're at with how you feel, just a lot of confusion. It doesn't matter why you're feeling confusion. You know why you're feeling confusion. Maybe it's like this Devil card, you're feeling misunderstood. You know, you've been so brave. You worked so hard to see growth with the Seven of Pentacles. With the Knight of Swords, you've been so strong and fighting so hard mentally. With the Queen of Wands, you've really been living according to your willpower. You've been putting a lot of willpower into living your best life. You've been a lover, not a fighter, with the Lovers card. With the Two of Swords, you've been learning how to see things in a balanced light. You've been really working on yourselves mentally. You've been really working on yourself mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and you feel like maybe it's just been a waste with the Five of Cups, like because you don't understand why people are just not seeing you in the light that you are seeing yourself, because of all the work you've done. Almost like what you've been believing has been a fantasy. But the outcome spiritually, from what I see here, is the Lovers card. The fact that you are loved and you are learning how to love. And I think that's a good outcome spiritually, because what is greater than love, right, Cancer? You've put in a lot of work. You've put in I want to say an effing lot of work on yourselves and putting up with the BS of others. But the outcome is the Lovers card for you spiritually. Just put these cards back and we can move on to intellectually. For intellectually, for planning, for Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. So intellectually, for planning, we have the Six of Pentacles, which I love this card because it reminds me of a nurse. Then Ten of Pentacles, which reminds me of like Esmeralda, some sort of witch. Intellectually, and the Ace of Swords, which is a beautiful card that's been brought through all the readings. And I just believe like this Ace of Swords is really planning clearly, seeing clearly. I think that's one of your strong points, Cancerians, is the fact that you're such good planners. You're really organized. You're really sharp mentally. And so for planning, I see a lot of success through your planning with the Nurse card here with the Six of Pentacles. Six is a really like wicked number. Like you guys are doing like magical shit. I want to say, sorry for my French, but like you guys are really on top of your planning, and intellectual stability is amazing for you with the Ace of Swords. Just really sharp intellectual ability. It's amazing because when I was thinking about all the emotions that we're feeling in the confusion, the light of your love, the outcome of your love, and the warmth of the sun that you have inside of you, intellectually, you are just beautifully making things happen. Like you see how she's just like gliding down the stairs like effortlessly, and people are watching you just do all these beautiful things. And I just want to say that could be why you've been having a little bit of a hard time with being looked at, you feel like you're being looked at like in a misunderstood fashion, is because people are seeing you and they basically worship you. Like they just wish that they could be you. They see you working so hard and planning and being so intellectual despite your, Cancerian nature of being a water sign and having that emotional, strength inside of you and that emotional pull. Yet you are so good with your mind, Cancerians, and I want to congratulate you with that for that, because I really feel like the fact that you can take a hold of the reins and still be able to function in a world where it's so hard to be connected to your emotions is really such a beautiful thing. Let me get another card. I want to give you a gift. I just want to tell you something so beautiful about yourself, because I love your you have an energy that it just radiates love. And I see the Tower card. I think you need to be assured that the worst is over. The Tower card, for sure, the Tower card is a card where things are being destroyed, but the idea that the worst is over with these people at the bottom, they're safe. They're safe from the tower that's been destroyed. And, maybe they fell out of the tower like this person here, or maybe they were already on the ground, but wherever they are now, they're safe on the ground. And there's that idea that somebody is defending you and they're trying to help you. Intellectually, you don't need it because you're really, really strong at making things happen for yourself. And it's funny because I wanted to encourage you and leave you with a little bit of help, and then we pulled out the Tower card. But I don't see that as a negative card for you. I really see that as new foundations are being built for you. And when I say that, I mean, this is actually a card that is not for the present and not for the future. It's a card of the past for you, and you had the Tower moment already. That's what Spirit wants me to tell you. The worst is over. The Tower moment has happened, okay? And that's it. The Tower moment has happened, and now new things are being rebuilt by you. So that was intellectually with planning. And the last subject matter for you financially, wow, Cancers, I'm starting to feel the energy of the collective Cancerian spirit when I'm doing this reading. It's like I started to realize that when I do the readings for the different signs, I feel the collective energy, whether it be for like this present to the next 2 weeks, and I don't know if it's going to change like in the next 2 weeks, if the energy is going to be different from you guys, but I really feel a really great, amazing fighting spirit, and I think that it's fueled by love for you. So how can we expect to see financially and money and career for you? So we did have this card for intellectually and planning, which was the card, the Nurse card, which is actually a very successful card. It's the Six of Pentacles, that mystical, magical creating and making things happen. So I see a good career for you. Whatever you're working at achieving, it's going to happen. And that's amazing for you. And then the Death card, the Death card 13. Death and rebirth, career and planning. Maybe you're stepping out of an old career. I don't know if this is for everybody. Maybe you're starting a new career. The idea that you're thinking about the fact that that is past and now something new is coming in. So maybe a different job that you had that you didn't enjoy, or maybe before COVID, your job situation ended. But the fact that the Death card also symbolizes rebirth and being carried into a new situation that will benefit you, because we have the Eight of Wands, and this is a very Zen card. And so just be at peace knowing that with the Death card and the fact that there is a rebirth in every death, the idea that you are being carried and you can feel at peace knowing that everything is going to be okay. I want to take another card out for you. I love your energy, and I won't feel good unless I leave this reading feeling like I haven't just taken your energy and basked in it, but that I can give back to you as well. So financially, with money and career, the Temperance card. Spiritually balanced, Temperance. The Sun. For financial and career and money, the Sun. The Nine of Wands. Again, I'm seeing that with the Nine of Wands, maybe the old career was something that you were feeling afraid in, something that you didn't feel safe in. And you had to work through spiritual situation where you had to learn how to be at peace with your decision, but that financially with your career and your money, everything is going to be abundant in the end. A lot of abundance. But I don't have a Pentacles card, so let's see if we can find something that actually has to do with Earth. Oh, we do have it. We have a Six of Pentacles. Well, that's interesting. We're still going to go ahead and pick a card, though. The Tower card. Interesting. So it's the death of something in your life, financially, career-wise, or money-wise. It could be an old mentality of how you spent money. It could be an old job that you are no longer doing, or it could be a financial breakdown that you had. But with the Six of Pentacles, there is a lot of, because the Pentacles is a suit of money, earth, bodily, people, and I do see that this is a card of, like, you see they're worshiping her. So there's a card of having done something worth the idea of being worshipped. So having done something that is really courageous physically, and also with the Sun card, the abundance, the passion. Maybe you are doing a job where you're helping people, where you're really serving what you feel is your soul's purpose in your financial job, where you are getting your finances from. And the idea of Temperance, maybe you're doing a job where it requires a lot of patience, but you're really doing it in a Zen manner. And having gone through a difficult time in your past, the fact that it made you defensive and maybe took a lot of your willpower to fight how you were feeling, but with the Tower you got through it, because now you have the card of the Sun. Let's see another card for financially and career. The Two of Swords. This is good because I see here that you're using your mind. It's funny because we have the Wands, we have the Pentacles, we have the Swords, but we don't have Cups. But we had a lot of Cups though. But the Two of Swords for sure. We see using the mind in a balanced way, and which actually ties into the rest of the reading, because remember, you were intellectually strong despite the emotions you were feeling. And the Nine of Pentacles, a card of abundance financially. So I do see that for you. Financial abundance. That's a good sign. And the Queen of Cups, which is what I was hoping for. I was hoping for a suit of cups, because I really do feel like this symbolizes you, just the queen of your emotions, or the king of your emotions. It's just that it's a lot of feminine energy, which I really feel is a nurturing, patient, caring, compassionate, but also logical energy, when it needs to be. That idea that you are willing to understand with your emotions, and you are the queen of your emotions, so you're willing to support others through their emotions as well. And so I see why you will be financially abundant, and why you will bring love and light into people's lives here with the Sun card, despite the difficulties, for sure. So I hope that was helpful for you, Cancerians. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. I really enjoyed the outcome of the balance of energies between us. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.